took me riding in your rocket, you gave me a star. But at a half a mile from heaven, you dropped me back down to this cold, cold world. Baby, you took me riding in your rocket, you gave me a star. But at a half a mile from heaven, you dropped me back down to this cold, cold world. I would not do that to a dog. Ooh, baby, yeah. Oh, ooh, oh, oh. Hey, good morning. I'm back here, part 2, reading these emails that I hope y'all find some kind of maybe how you said validation in, something that you may hear in from some of these emails that make you know that you're not alone, or that you're not as crazy as your significant other tries to make you feel that you are. And just see if you can identify some of these conversations, or even some of the responses that these people's significant other have for them, and why they categorize it as a dysfunction. Okay, see if you can locate some of the same craziness in your own life, whether it be a conversation that you having with your significant other when you're trying to reason and rationalize, or at least come to some kind of resolve with an individual, and they're just hell-bent on either being right or just not taking responsibility. Either way, you have a problem. So I'm back again, and here's the next one. You know, she will do it to the next guy. But she has to give him the honeymoon period first, so she can have a warm, fuzzy memory to sustain him when she begins the abuse. Remember that. This person says, I'm a female friend witnessing this stage of my brother is going through right now with a new girlfriend he quickly got together with, and now lets her live with him in his house after only 2 weeks into their relationship. She had at first isolated him completely with friends, which caused one of his friends to post on his SM page, "Where did he go?" and other friends chimed in. Then she caught wind of the discussion and cut into it. "Fear not, friends. He isn't dead yet, but soon. Stay tuned." With a very unflattering picture of them sat together. Guy who started the thread said, "He looks dead." And to me, it looked like he had been crying. She laughed that off and then stated that I ruined the thread by stating that we were all concerned about him, because she kept tagging him to very disparaging memes from her page whenever she had spun out of control with herself, and then later makes very long worded soppy "I love you" apologies. Excuse me, y'all. Where he does reply one worded thing that we're sure she made him do. Because she says she reads and looks at the computer right next to him every day, which to us means that she's monitoring his actions on the computer in his own damn house. She has children, and I think she's showing them that he might be either the new papa or making it clear that he's her new boy toy for the moment, but already saying she sees them together for 10 years or for life in just the first month together, where she had openly lost it twice a week on him and had told me that he has to be there for her to calm her crazy ass down. Oh my God, your brother is in trouble. I'm sorry. Oh my God, he's got a doozy here. Okay. Sadly, I also feel that my friend had done this rash move of getting this serious with this very young, wrong woman. I mean, my brother, I also feel that my brother had done this rash move of getting this serious with this very wrong woman because he is still going through mourning the death of his mother only 5 months ago. And like myself and another friend, okay, I'm sorry. I'm mixing the emails up. This reminds me sadly of my friend who had done this rash move out of getting serious with this very wrong woman because he was still going through the mourning death of his mother only 5 months ago. And like myself and my brother, we both fell into a mental fog of bad judgment and recklessness in our 5 to 7 month mark of losing our mothers. He will not talk to me. I was unfriended, but his lady convinced him to unblock me after I decided to accept her friend request. She is requesting all his friends onto her page so she can make him abandon his own page. And we speak to him through her page and she relays what he says instead of letting him type for himself like I've seen other couples do on joint accounts. You see them take turns while she speaks for him, which to us is another red flag away from him not defending us friends when she says veiled insults. I can't tell if he's just so consumed by her overdose attention, honeymoon phases as you coined it, or he's aware of how she is but letting it go because he's a man and she's just upset because he's having a bad day week and he's there to fix it up for her every day. I'm sorry, y'all. And this will become a relationship dreams are made of. As so, of course, she is implanting all this garbage into him. He is truly a softly romantic. The union seems forced and unnatural, and sadly, he does not open up anymore. I do not think he had encountered such a very vile, insidious soul as she is, and I hate to know that this bubble of adoring is going to bust open in the worst way. I can just feel it, and when he really feels in her full grip, 100%. This is just like seeing a mouse in a sticky trap. You can't do a thing about it but watch them die or get very abused mentally, if not physically. She does not take many pictures with him in the shot or have any full body pictures together. I think it's because she is very overweight and he is pretty lanky, and normally she is not at all his type, nor does he want kids his own or otherwise. That is so crazy. And see, that's the psychology of it, dude. He's gonna have to go in there and clean out all these old wounds that will make him not be able to say no. I know I've been there, done that. To be able to get out of something that you know is just not good for you now. I'm just mainly here to state what really looks like a very unsafe and heavily controlled relationship. I've only had short verbal interactions with her so far, but already see so many flavors of crazy. You have stated her all in her, so we only have a few friends who suffered mental and physical abuses from their exes. She says this is her issue, but too, I think she is not really a victim like us because she is inflicting all of the abuse she had happened to her in her past slowly onto my friend. Or she also said laughingly, slowly eating him alive, which got us pretty rattled of just how far she will go in her abuses. It's crazy. I'm sorry. What y'all think about that? I don't know what to say. All right. Let's go with this. Nothing they can wait. Nothing. They can't wait to be triggered so that true them genie can come out the bottle. Justified at last. You got tricked. The way they are after the overnight is the true way they are. It is their true homeostasis state. A sick one, of course, but their true self so far. They are fake and they learn to do the right thing, to behave the right way, but not having it in their heart because they are truly users. They can't function without sucking the life out of someone. Men or women, they are prey. Preys to be killed and consumed. Their psychology calls for that. And they are entitled to whatever reason, born like that. Mom was mean, dad was mean, whatever. I've been sexually abused. The list never ends. 4, she doesn't care about the relationship, at least not the way you care for it. A marriage, for example, is somewhat a sacred thing, but they disrespect it. They lie, steal, and cheat. They usually don't want to divorce you when you ask for it because they would lose power over you. God forbid after divorce you would find a decent woman who treats you right. That would expose them for the abusive fakes that they are. They actually will try to prevent you from doing that if they can. Still trying to have power over you, at least trying to put time in between your painful parting, just yours really, because she never really was invested in it as much more than crocodile tears. And your next relationship, hoping that the fog of time will take over the fog of the relationship. That way they don't get revealed. These women look at relationships as excuses for gaining power over men. The same thing with men over the women. They look at each other, they look at others not as the object of their love, but as the object of their power, which they will exert and assert as much as possible. They substitute trust with control, so love and trust are replaced by power and control. They cannot be vulnerable by trusting. They do that through the abuse you feel. Your loss of power over yourself, your life, your career, your family is their game through some sort of sick mental gymnastic game. You don't win ever. Ever, ever, ever. You are meant to be the loser to the core of their psychology in what is truly a one-way relationship. The words of caring and loving are empty words and just excuses to keep you enslaved. At best, the empty words will keep you in a situation in the fog, further confusing you because of the incongruence between the words and the behavior. The only way you win is by not engaging in the relationship or withdrawing from it, and then let them find their praise that hopefully will withdraw and reject them as well until they figure out that something is wrong with them out of repetitive stimulus and get therapy for it. Sometimes therapy is not even, you mean the right therapy. Hoping for them to change is futile, as hope is love, and that is just non-reciprocal fuel they are looking for. You can enter the realm of control yourself out of desperation and anger by being bad, violent, and nothing will work. You will end up in jail with a domestic violence charge and will be another peg down in life. Now a criminal who won't be able to find a job with such a record. To let them go is the only way to win. That is the hard part. You love at first, and then love is seen as just wanting to love and stay together. But that is not a reciprocal thought and behavior. As they age, it becomes harder and harder to pretend to a long-term relationship with any man or woman as their diseases grow and are less hidden, their beauty faded, and older men or women preferring to live alone or pay for sex than suffering the craziness. They already had their children, their divorces, and are in no frame of mind to put up with this kind of stuff. Justice comes at last. The sick ones end up living alone in a life of misery, or shallow of a short-term sex-based relationship with equally shallow people. as birds of a feather roost together, with drugs and alcohol to numb the pain of their souls, because they end up knowing that they did, even if they say otherwise. Cut your losses and go. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. You know, that is interesting. That is interesting. That is interesting. Anyway, I want y'all to leave a comments. Leave your comments. I'm sorry. No, this is. I think this is the one. Okay, yeah. This person says, there is no need to apologize for how you're feeling. Your confusion is normal response to erratic and cruel behavior. You'll probably never know what caused the transformation, if that's what it was. You could ask your girl 1,000 times why, and you would get 100 different answers, each one confusing and painful. You're looking for logic where there isn't any. They're operating on primitive feelings alone and don't care about what damage they leave behind. These are some answers to the woman's questions. Why do you assume it was you who triggered her behavior, as if you were automatically to blame? Maybe you think that if it's your fault, you can fix it. Okay. Look, she's cheated on her ex for 8 years and doesn't even feign regret. The reality is she does whatever she wants, when she wants, feels totally entitled about it. And if you demand that she explain herself, she'll just make up something absurd on the fly and then get you to leave her alone. I doubt you had anything to do with it, but if you want to take the blame, I'm sure she'll agree with you. While her outward behavior may seem to have changed overnight, her track record suggests that her actions were almost inevitable. It's part of her script. These women can't be alone. She had to devalue you first to justify her abandonment. Her request that you plan her dates is infantile and manipulative, and she is setting you up to fail. How do you win? You can't. She will do it to the next guy, and she has to give him the honeymoon period first so she can have the warm, fuzzy memories to keep him sustained while she begins the abuse. Remember that. Listen, you're in pain and it's disorientated, but it will end. When you get enough, it will end. At the very least, you need to go no contact and do yourself a kindness and stop blaming yourself. With a woman like this, you could be Jesus, Gandhi, or Brad Pitt all rolled into one, and she'd still have you believing that you're not enough. Wow, you guys. All right, that's going to end my little email. Wow. And I hope you learned something from it. For those of y'all who are in high conflict relationships, I hope you learned something from that. I hope you see through this validation that it doesn't grow in a vacuum. You are not alone. You are not alone. I'm here with you. And though we're far apart, you're always in my heart. You are not alone. You are not alone. All right, y'all. See you on next video. Bye-bye.